and welcome to Real Estate Discussion with Ebukunoluwa Adepoju. On this episode, I'll be talking about title to land and the title documents that you need when acquiring a real estate property. What are the title to land? In my previous video, I talked about three major types of title to land, and the first one I mentioned is the freehold interest. I also mentioned the leasehold interest, but today I'll be talking about the title to land as far as the document is concerned. And now, what are the kind of title you need to request when buying a property? The first one is the certificate of occupancy, popularly known as the C4. This is a document that has been given by the governor to someone who has applied for land use or who has gotten the property through the government. So this is the authentic document issued by the state to you for buying the landed property. In my previous video, I explained how the kind of system of land administration that exists in Nigeria is the leaseholder system, whereby the governor grants you 99 years for the use of land. Now, why the governor is giving you the ownership right, the documents that back this up is the certificate of occupancy. Another thing you might have heard is the governor's consent. The governor's consent is just a transfer of ownership from someone who has a C4 to another person who is buying from him. Normally, the governor cannot issue two certificates of occupancy on the same portion of land, which means once he has issued the certificate of occupancy, if the person that has the certificate of occupancy is willing to transfer his ownership right to another person, it means he will have to notify the government or the governor that is transferring his ownership right to another person, thereby giving this other person the governor's consent. It's just like you are buying a used car and you are doing a change of ownership and all. Yes, so that's the concept of governor's consent. Another thing that you need to understand is excised land, excision in progress, and gazette. Now, what does this mean? Normally, we've established that the land belongs to the government. However, there are communities that are still holding to land, and the governor can decide to say this portion of land that has not been developed, probably it is still an area that has been reserved. Now, and the governor has not really given the permission for people to start using the place. So the community will apply to the government and say they want they want to take the portion of the land. So the excision in progress means that that portion of land has been taken to the government for the government to excise the portion to them. However, what usually happens is that the governor will not give the total portion of the land to the people because they will want to cater for the future need of the states, probably looking for means of acquiring properties for development and for other necessary public infrastructure. So in the process of excising the land, let's say example, the community has applied that 50 acres of land should be exercised, but in the long run the governor excised just 20 acres, released 20 acres to the community while the government acquired the remaining. So what does this mean is that the portion that has been excised, 20 acre, belongs to the community, while people who have gotten the other portion that has been taken by the government will lose their money. So as much as possible, I will always advise that you should stay clear of lands that are under excision in progress. But in case you feel like you can handle the risk, so I will advise that you get lands that are not committed. Committed lands are lands that the government has shown interest and there's nothing you can do to it. Even if you buy it now, in the future the government will demolish your property. But non-committed lands are lands that the government have not really released to to the community, but have the potential of being released in the nearest future. And then you can perfect your title document as far as that one is concerned. Now, another thing you should understand is the deed of survey, registered deed of survey. This is a document that shows the boundary of your land, the length, the breadth, the adjoining property, that shows the boundary, the topography and all. So it's important to have this document because it also reveals whether the land is acquired or not, because the coordinates, that is the boundaries, will be used in charting your land at the Ministry of Land by a registered surveyor. So when you are buying, you need to understand the concept of registered deed of survey. Now, another thing that you need to understand is that when buying a property, you need to perfect your title document, especially in the case where you are buying non-committed lands, that is property that are not subject to compulsory acquisition. However, they don't have a C or 4. So the process of getting your title to land being perfected is what is called ratification. So as much as possible, strive to get your land perfected. Also, when buying property, the document you need to request from the seller, number one thing is the certificate of occupancy that I've mentioned. In case there are none, you need to get the contract of sale from the person buying it. The contract of sale is just a document showing the contractual obligations between the seller and the buyer, that it states the amount you are selling, the time you are going to pay. Are you paying outrightly? Are you paying in installment? So these are the things that contain in the contractual agreement, which is the contract of sale now. So are you buying from what time? Will you, what other developments will be on the property, if there will be any? So all these things needs to be stated in the contract of sale. Another thing you need to take is the receipt of purchase of land from the person selling, either the family or the real estate company, not even an individual that has ownership rights in the land you are buying. So knowing this will help you to do your land transactions right. And then one very, very important thing you must also take note is the deed of assignment. The deed of assignment is a document that transfers ownership from the person selling to the person buying. So even if you are not getting anything at all, please ensure you get the deed of assignment, because without it, you cannot claim ownership to it. Though they might have given you a survey plan, they might have given you contract of sale, they might have given you receipt and all, but that doesn't make the property to belong to you until you have collected the deed of assignment. This can be taken either from the person selling to you, or you can instruct a lawyer to do that on your behalf. It won't cost you much. Just ensure that you get a lawyer to do that for you. I don't know if you have learned anything today. You can like, you can share, and you can reach me on 08139723429, or you can also reach me at ibukun@joyfreerealestate.com. All right, see you another time. Thank you.